Hey, hello guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Career Wise. So today we are going to speak about lot of altu faltu बातें, इधर उधर की बातें, like politics, relationship, about Bollywood actors, right? Not about SAP ISU. Shall we start? Okay, hold on. We are not going to start anything like that. Today is April 1st, so you know what I was doing about. So we'll talk about SAP ISU FICA again, which will be in continuation of our previous class. And in today's class, we will be speaking about basic accounting principles of SAP ISU FICA with some organizational structure and how the structure is in relationship with SAP ISU FICA. In addition to that, there is another video. If you might have noticed, we are releasing 2 videos per week now. Yeah, that's additional effort. So the second video would be accounting process chart. So it's a complete chart with several blocks with it, and we will talk about each block and the technicalities behind it, and also how in SAP ISU FICA that is applicable. So it's going to be a big topic today. Please watch till the end and let us know your queries, comments in the comment section, or you can drop us mails again. So let's start. Let's start.
So actually we are discussing about the company code setup, and before that we just discuss about the whole structure of how it is integrated with each other. Now, first, to hold all these details, we need a company code. And to create a company code, last time we discussed it, I'll explain that again today. So to create a company code, let's go to the server first and so now we have a contract account receivable and payable, which is part of SAP ISU. Whereas to create a company code, we need the help of a FICO segment or modules. Now, there are T codes and there are SPRO paths as well. So you can use any of them to create the company code. So for SPRO, we can go to SPRO, and in SPRO we have EG access. We have contract account receivable and payable under the financial accounting new. Okay. Here we have the organizational unit. Under organizational unit, we have setting of company codes. Now, yesterday we set up a company code ABC1. Okay. So apart from that, you can use to create a company code by using OX52. So this is the T code for you can say for FI finance, and here you can just enter your company name. To enter the company name, you need to go to the new entries, just give a particular name. I'm giving that ORT. ORT, it's already there, OCPL, I'm giving its ORT1. So this is the company name. Then we can put the company total name. And then we can put the city. It will be very similar to create the business partner. And we need to give all the details there, and we have to update the currency here. Now, whatever things whatever the stuff we are updating here, like currency, country, all these are configurable, means you can set up all this stuff as well. So the address or the postal code, all details can be done by the CS team or CRM team. And we just need to use the address to allocate that to this company. EN stand for English, so I'm putting English as our language. Then when I'm save this, it will ask the whole details. The title would be the like company with name. I'm just putting the whole name. Then any search item, like you can put any search item like OCPL or street, um, house number, street. So it's the street, house number 007, postal code 1 city, Indonesia. India, and region is based on your time region. So here it's state wise. So I can put Odisha. So OR 18 is the state. Okay. If you want to put more details like postal code, your time zone, there are all those details are there. So when last time I discussed about the jurisdiction. The jurisdiction code is linked to the state. So now it is linked to the India. So in India, we have a federal system. So we will follow the central government policies as well as the state government policies. The jurisdiction will decide under which uh, company laws would be applied for your company. Okay. So in most of the, particularly in American countries, they have their own jurisdiction code. Here in India, we don't have jurisdiction code for each region. So that's not mandatory here, but for US, it is mandatory. Okay. And then you can save this. All details are done. Execute. Okay. When you are saving it, it will always ask a TR. TR means transport request. Transport request you can create by a click here, and you can give the description here. Now I'm going with the same transport request which is created yesterday with 900923. So transport requests are like a carriers which take your configuration to the next server. Like if we are into development server, it will take the data from development to the quality server and from quality to production server. So whatever we are configuring at the master data level, it will always create a transport request. So now continue. So your company code created, the company code is ORT1. Once we created the company code, we need to set up the company code in our organizational unit. To set up the company code, we need to go to the SPRO and under financial accounting new, and below that contract account receivable and payable organization unit, and set up the company code. Execute here to set up the company code. Now you need to go to the new entries. Here in new entries, we need to put the company name, like we put ORT1. ORT1 is created just right now. So we put our ORT1. Now here you can see profit center in business partner item. We didn't create any profit center right now, but if you want to allocate a profit center, you can allocate a profit center for your company, and you can allow that as well. Similarly, tax items based on your jurisdiction area, you can put the tax item, whether it will be only for the company or it need to be distributed across separate tax segments. Like if your business is divided, like Honda is lot of showrooms in different cities, states. So they have a distributed tax system. Currently, we are into a simplest company code setup. So I didn't put any distributed tax. I'm just putting no distribution. The company will take care of this. Then we have two options here in ledgers: contract account receivable payable and general ledger. So contract account receivable and payable for contract accounting. So I put that as our ledger, which will be responsible for the sub ledgers, and that sub ledger will link to the main ledger. Okay. Uh, Posting and processing of payments. There are multiple stuff here. So these are based on the company code. Okay. So when you are tick mark this operation will be activated. So like payment on account in standing company code. Yes, the company code will be this one, not with the stand company code. Post payment on account or down payment with multi-label taxes. All these details, if I'll take tick mark, it will allow those operations on top of this company code. Similarly, assignment of reversal payment order, extended withholding tax active. So if you want, you can tick mark this stuff and it will automatically activate. Then when we are understanding the cash flow, the class flow analysis active, whether we need to active, so it will allow you to do the cash flow into your subledgers. But we are taking the default one, contract account receivable and payable, for our any kind of payments. And we are not taking any of the exchange rate payment differences. So exchange rate payment differences is particularly when we are using multiple currencies on our company payments or transactions. So in that case, we need to use the current exchange rate payment differences. Now, if you do the analysis, you can always go to F1 to understand the details of that, like current exchange rate payment difference, what it means, and where it exactly linked. So if you proceed with that, okay. Otherwise, there is nothing, like no explanation here, but most of the time there will be explanations for each of these labels. Like component for reconciling check encashment, it is already explained what you need to do and what are the options we have. So when you are doing the configuration, you can also take this help to understand what exactly that field mean for, and based on that you can apply. Okay, so I'm just removing this stuff to use the simplest company in our system. Okay, so now save this. Okay, below this there are two options. Foreign trade reporting, it's non-active, and tax reporting, non-active. So I'm not putting any stuff here. If you want to active it, you can active the reporting payments, like whenever there will be payment, cross payment actually from any other countries or any other currencies, it will create a report and update that. So this whole process is related to the foreign currency valuation and exchange, so that you can use here. So SAP provided these pre-settings to helpful of these convergence control. Now, when I save that, it will created the company and allocated to the contract account receivable and payable. Now save it. It's done. If we'll go back, the next target would be allocating that company code to a group company code. Now to create a group company code, define group company code is very simple. New entries. So yesterday I have created a group company code, which is ABC1. We can allocate our new company ORT1 to ABC1. Is that okay? So I'm not creating any new company group company code. It's very simple. You can go here, you can give a group company name and you can apply the whole name of that. Let me create again. ORT1 name. I'm just putting OCPL as the name. Then here you need to allocate the company. Okay. So which company we created? We created ORT1. So ORT1 is allocating to a company group, company code group ORT1. Either I can change this name. Let me change to ORT2. That also works and save it. Now ORT2 is a group company code which is linked to a company code called ORT1. ORT2, whose name is OCPL, it's linked to a company code ORT1. After allocating that, we need to assign both the company. Now ORT2 and ORT1 need to be linked. Okay. So similarly, new entries, company code group would be ORT2. Now what is group company code under which we are grouping multiple companies? Okay. Then ORT1. Okay, save this. Now it is allocated and your company code is allocated to ORT2. Now you have a company code, you have a group company code, both are linked. Once they are linked, you can use that at your contract account level to allocate them. Let's move to the new configuration because yesterday when we discussed only company code, but we have many things to configure. So to set up the major target is GL. Now to hold a GL, we are actually need a chart of account. So we discuss theoretically what is a chart of account. A chart of account is like a variant which holds all these company code details. Now to create a chart of account, we need to go to the particular path, menu path, or we can use the T code as OB13. Okay. So let me use the T code or we can go to the path. Let's see the path first. So the path is linked to the financial accounting general ledger. Now here you can see it's general ledger accounting, which is not linked to account receivable and payable. That means it is also part of our FI finance. So you can see here general ledger accounting, right? Now general ledger accounting has many global settings, which we can say cross-functional settings. Okay, here you can see we created the company code. It's also allowed to create the company code here. Now, okay. Now here, whatever the company code you can see, these are mostly for the core company. Okay. And these companies are like we created one company, we can search that company. We created ORT1. So ABC1. So we created yesterday. Where is ORP1? Okay, so OCPL ORP1, yeah. So we, okay, as this is a like it's a sandbox kind of system. There are a lot of company codes here, but mostly in real world there will be very less number of companies. Okay, so here you can do when I'm just explaining that this is a finance part. Under finance, we can create the company code, we can create the GLs as well, because we need a we need a chart of account which will hold all the general ledgers. Now to do that, we need to come here and create a chart of account. Okay, and you have all this stuff, business area, fiscal year. So these things we will configure right now, because without that we can't create the whole structure for our main and sub transaction and link that with GL. Okay, so let's do that. Let's create the chart of account. Or you can use the T code OB53 as I shown to you. Oh, sorry, not 53, OB13. OB13 to create the company. So here I'm just explaining the path, the general ledger accounting, general ledger accounts, master records, preparation, edit chart of account. Okay. So master data, preparation. Now here you can say edit chart of account list. So here you can click. Now you can go to new entry. Okay, you can give a company code. So let the chart of account would be OCPL. I'm just giving OCPL as chart of account or ORT1, whatever is okay. ORT1 is the chart of account. Description, this is the chart of account. So it's just a book where we enter all the uh, general ledger details. Okay. So now here, one of the length of the GL account numbers. So this is mostly different. So the maximum length you can put as 10. Okay. And no result found. Okay. So I'm just putting as 10, 10, because mostly we use 10 number digit for to represent the GL. And then it's controlling integration. It is asking, you can see there are two options, manual creation cost center or automatic creation of cost center elements. So I can go with the automatic cost center elements and group of chart of account. Here again, I don't create any group of chart account till now. So that I need to create first, then I can allocate that to ORT1. Okay. So group of chart of account, when you have multiple company and multiple company need to integrate to a single consolidated chart of account, then you need a group of chart account, group chart of accounts. Okay. So I am just applying this and trying to save this, what it is saying. It is allowing me to do that and I save this. So this is how the chart of account is created, which is ORP1. Okay. Yeah. So next target, when we created the chart of account, we need to assign, we create a company code. We need to assign that company code to the chart of account. So just execute this. And when we are assigning, you have to create a position here. So now our company code is ORT1 and execute. Okay, now ORT1 is available and our chart of account name is also ORT1. Okay, so what I did, I just assigned the company code to the chart of account. Okay, now here people are putting like GKR. Okay, so what it exactly means, that means you allocated a group chart account to your chart of account, but as I created without a group chart account, so it is just a company and the chart of account. So ORT1 is our company and ORT1 is our chart of account. So we allocated company code to the chart of account. Then we save this. It is get created. Now after that, what we need to do, we need to define the account groups. Like yesterday when we discussed about the general ledger, there would be groupings of the general ledgers under chart of account. Okay, so let's see what is the defined account groups. Okay, so when we define the account groups, you can see we have numbers. We have numbers, and those numbers are allocated to a particular operations. Now you can see here fixed asset, current liability, capital liability, material cost, all the stuff is assigning to a particular group of numbers. Okay, so similarly, we need to enter our own chart of account, and in that we need to assign our allocation. Okay, let's go to the new entries. Before that, for the refreshment, I'm going back to bit the theory where we explain the chart of account details. Okay, so we can go, we can okay, it is open right now. So what we can go, we do a new entry here. Now our chart of account is ORT1. Okay, account groups, we can put like any account group like okay. So before that, I'll show you some examples so that will be helpful for you. Yeah, so you can see here account groups are here. Now these account groups will allow us to understand what exactly the accounts are meant for. So this account group, you can see chart of account 110A, group ASSE, a fixed asset. So select the group. Now these are the groups. Okay, so select the groups, whether it is a account controlling groups, it's account management group or documentary entry. Now, why these things are there? Now, from this grouping, the system can understand, okay, this particular ledger or account is meant for the financial detail transaction or only for reporting document entries, only interest calculation. So that's how there are groups of account. Now, if you go to the list subgroup of account, under that we have categories like currency, where only cash payments are receivable or payable, tax category, tax calculation, reconciliations, all those detail book entry groups are there. So that's coming from CO, controlling part. Okay. So similarly, when we are creating our new entry, we can pass some existing account groups, or we can create account groups. Okay, so let's go and create first some of the chart of account from our name. So ORT1, this is the chart of account. I'm giving a name here. It's a cash payment books. Okay, and I'm giving the number starting from 1000, and this account go up to 2000. These many ledgers should be there. Okay, now when I save this, it will allow me to do that, but I didn't put any grouping here. Okay, so without putting any group means this or whenever I'll search, it will be difficult to identify. But second time, what I'll do, I'll put a group. So that will be helpful to search in my future. So I'll put this like a receivable. See, didn't create that, but I'll just put randomly. So it is only cash received. I'm putting this 2000 to 3000 and save it. Okay, so in this way, we can create without group, account group, we can create the general ledgers, and we can create with group. Now, these groups and these accounting stuff, you need to analyze from the business input, and from the business input, we can understand how many groups you need to create, how many accounts you need to create, and uh, how many numbers you need to allocate for those general ledger accounting. Okay, it's purely analytical in nature. Most of the projects, what we do, we first create all this stuff in the Excel sheet, okay, and just come here and copy paste them, because this chart of account is very, you can say, long task, because in a company there may be lot of general ledger details, so you just come and paste here. Okay, so to do that, you can use this copy paste stuff, and you just copy from your Excel and update. Any questions on this, how to create the chart of account and allocating the general ledger?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, so go back. Now we are created the chart of account. What would be the next step? What we need to do next? Okay, so we need to create the general ledgers. Now we know the chart of account details. We know the company code. We allocated the company code to the chart of account. So the next target we need to do would be, this is done. Okay, there is another stuff. The business area we are not yet created. Because business area is mandatory requirement when we create uh, the total GL heads. So that time we need to allocate those stuff. Okay. And this is the account group, what we just randomly created. And to create the account group, you can go to the OBD4. That let me show you OBD4. Okay, that we already did, and you can call that through OBD4 as the same key code. Okay. Similarly, then we have defining the retention earning account, where whatever the payment will come, we can hold that. Okay, so that is one of the objective. And then we'll go to create the fiscal year. And finally, we need to create the posting duration or posting year. Okay, opening and closing of the posting. So, so first, let's go and create a GL, any random GL, to allocate that to our chart of account. Okay, account creation, GL account creation, create account with reference. Okay, so here you can see we have company code, a company code name, all details are there. and we need to allocate our own details. Hard search. Our company code name is ORT1. Allocate that. Reference company code. So now this GL and referral GL is mostly used when there will be a relationship between two companies. So for me, I am just putting another ABC one, which we created yesterday, just for the sake of configuration. But in practical, you need to get any letter from the business to that explaining that, okay, this company is related to this company for the transactional information or other detail. In that case, you can use this referral stuff to allocate them that are saved. So now this is saved, and these two companies are linked to each other. So GL account referral link up or creation is done. Okay. So that's how we can create multiple GLs, or we can allocate the chart of account to multiple stuff. Now, when we are opening any of the GL stuff, like if we'll go to EK01, okay, it will first ask for a chart of account. Let's our chart of account is ORT1. Okay,